Sports Podcast. I'm Jack Judy, joined by my co-hosts.
Griffin Manners.
Grant Ferguson.
Mason Smiley.
On this podcast, we will talk about sports news from around the world, including here in our own home of Harrison County, Kentucky. Speaking of Harrison County, Reds took on Campbell County last Friday night. Unfortunate loss. Mace, you're in the court. How was the loss?
Well, it was a tough loss. I mean, every loss, isn't fun. But Campbell County is a great team. They're ranked 20th in the state right now, second in the region. And they were coming off 2 losses to some good teams. So they were, playing hard, not trying to get their third loss. I think the last time Campbell County lost 3 in a row, I wasn't even born yet. So, really. That's a very successful program. And, first half, we went in at the half, and it was only a 3-point game.
Yeah.
And then we went down 15 in the third, but we came back and ended up making it a 11-point loss. 11-point loss. So, overall, not bad performance.
Loss,
and I think we'll be
that was Caden's second game back.
Yeah, Caden's second game back.
Yeah,
and
he didn't have the greatest game, but he still had 21, so.
Yeah, I mean, if we have a couple
Not a bad game in my opinion.
Yeah, but, his field goal percentage stuff, he wasn't hitting the shots he normally hits. But
they had some good coaching, too.
Oh, yeah, they have a great coach.
The assistant coach kind of looked like one of our teachers here. We won't disclose the name, but
how was that Nicholas County game?
Nicholas was a good win for us. We had a tough week. We were very fatigued. You could tell the 2 games that we had against Scott and Campbell kind of wore us down a little bit. But we went out there and, Nicholas prepared all week for us. Big district game. We went on the road.
Still lost.
Not enough.
And we won by 12.
Yeah.
I saw Caden had 30 points.
Yeah, he did.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he's so good, dude. So good.
Love that guy.
He's hitting every shot, I swear. He's probably just putting them up, and they're going in every time.
Yeah. Have you seen that interview with LeBron? He's like, just trying stuff at this point, just off one leg. That's basically Caden every game. He's just shooting shots to shoot them, and they're going in.
How many points did you have that game?
Yeah.
You, the Nicholas
Only had
County?
3.
Yeah. How many shots did you take?
It's all right.
One,
like
2?
5.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. Shots just weren't falling.
No.
Lid on the rim.
Yep.
Well, moving on. Harrison County girls basketball versus Madison Southern and versus Nicholas. 2 unfortunate losses for the Lady Phillies. Against Madison Southern, Bailey, I think she's her second leading scorer. I think she was out that game. So they looked decent to start, and then they got blown out.
Madison Southern's a good team.
Yeah.
They
Not enough energy from the Phillies, though.
They have a lot of experienced girls. I want to say they went to the
smart.
region final either last year or the year before. So, I mean, they're pretty.
Yeah, they had some.
Madison Southern's it's just a well-oiled machine when it comes to basketball. That whole school, they're just good at basketball.
Moving on
Okay.
to the NFL. Some good playoff games over the weekend. We had Saturday night, Texans versus Browns. Texans blew out the Browns. Joe Flacco finally looked like he was getting back to bad Joe Flacco.
How about that Chiefs game?
Yeah, that was on Saturday night as well. Chiefs, Dolphins. They win 26-7 in Arrowhead Stadium. Freezing cold. Negative 30 degrees.
That's got to be like history.
Yeah, I think it's like second or third coldest game in.
Where are the next 2? Lambeau Field? I would
Cold weather now took effect on the Chiefs. Their offense actually better than it had all year.
Yeah.
I think Patrick Mahomes might come out with CTE after the helmet crack, though. Tough hit.
Yeah, he did get cracked in the helmet. He said his helmet froze and
couldn't get the next helmet on because it was so cold. It was just stuck.
Yeah, I think he just had to. But
or the coach's mustache.
Oh yeah, the icebergs on his mustache. Not iceberg, but icicle.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
On Sunday. Crazy result. Packers beat the Cowboys 48-32 in Jerry World. You're a Packers fan?
Yeah, I actually did not watch that game.
Yeah, okay.
So.
Jordan Love balled out.
Yeah.
I think the Cowboys have to make some changes. I mean,
Mike McCarthy.
They
announced that Mike McCarthy's staying.
Yeah, I figured Mike McCarthy would stay, but they're going to have to make some changes. Their defense, which looked amazing all year, just got throttled up front on the offensive line, defensive line.
They said Dan Quinn might be taking some coaching jobs, maybe.
Yeah.
Except for some coaching jobs. He looked good all year. Their defense looked good all year, but
Jordan Love looked good, and that run game looked really good. Aaron Jones.
Yeah. Lions beat the Rams. That was a great game, 24-23. Jared Goff gets revenge against his old team. An impressive showing for Goff.
Yep.
Yeah, the Lions. I think the Lions. Dan Campbell really puts a lot of fire in that team. Yeah. And they're really
he's a player's coach.
And I think they and their front office did a good job drafting Penei Sewell and Jeff Okuda.
They turned turned those draft picks that they got from the Rams into some great players. Jameer Gibbs as well. He's a great player. You know, he didn't start off the season good. Jameer Gibbs didn't start off the season great, and then that's just become.
He got some more workload towards the middle and end of the season.
That's the best running back duo in the NFL right now, Montgomery and Gibbs.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Moving on to Monday night, Steelers at the Bills.
That went about as expected.
Yeah, that went about as expected.
Griff, how do you feel about that one?
Yeah.
You gotta expect it.
Mike Tomlin, had his team competitive, but
as always, winning record as always, but
they don't have enough
choking the
talent.
playoffs
They don't have
now.
enough firepower to win.
No. Jalen Warren, he's not very good. He's not as good as people may say. I think they should use. I mean, Najee's. I don't know what's happened to him. He was really good
He had a decent game against
year.
the Bills. He ran the ball pretty well against them.
Nah, I think that's just the Steelers game plan. Get a good player, and then they just turn out crap in the next 3 years.
Yeah,
or
I
they get
agree.
CTE and leave.
Yeah.
Can't keep the good players.
Yeah. Maybe that has something to do with Tomlin. I don't know. Bucks beat the Eagles. I wasn't surprised at that. Everyone's figured out their game plan. Eagles 1-6 in their last 7, something like that.
Eagles don't have an identity.
No.
That secondary is pretty pathetic. They're gonna have to work hard to strengthen the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah. I actually had a nice parlay on this game. $3 to win $400. So that was an exciting night for me. Other than that, moving on to the next. We got college basketball chaos. A lot of chaos in this basketball world. I feel like with the transfer portal and NIL and everything, it's just making college basketball chaos. Players moving around, and there's just there's no elite teams in college basketball anymore.
There's a lot of good.
Yeah.
A lot of good.
I thought Purdue was going to be amazing this year. They lose to Nebraska. Kentucky loses at Texas A&M. Let's pull up some other results here. I mean, I thought, what was it, 8 of the top 10 teams lost or something like that?
They have no interest in winning.
Kansas lost to UCF, I believe, Central Florida.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't even a rowdy environment, really, either. It's UCF's first time playing Kansas in the Big 12 because they just got brought into the Big 12 this year. But, on Saturday night, Tennessee barely escaped Georgia, but they lost to Mississippi State earlier in that week.
Maryland?
Baylor beat BYU, but Baylor was also a top 25 team. Duke beat Pitt. Just a lot of craziness going on in the college basketball world.
All the top 5 teams took an L.
Yeah. TCU took down Houston. Houston was undefeated and then lost to back-to-back games, including TCU. Washington State beat Arizona. Washington State's a good team this year, team to look out for in March. Yeah. Moving on, I think this is probably the most important topic we'll talk about on the show, the football coaching carousel around the world in the NFL and college football. Obviously, you have Saban retiring and Belichick retiring, both those guys. Goats of their respective leagues, I'd say.
Alabama with the hire of DeBoer.
Yeah, Kalen DeBoer, which is going to shift some things around. Harbaugh maybe going to NFL. It's just going to be interesting to see what happens.
With the Chargers this week.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what's going to happen in the next couple of months. DeBoer obviously going to Alabama.
From Washington.
Yeah, who's going to take his spot at Washington? It's always a carousel every year, and I think this year may be the craziest year for those coaches with all the NFL coaching changes and college football coaching changes.
Yeah, DeBoer, he's done a decent job of trying to keep guys, but I'm sure you've heard, All-American freshman safety Caleb Downs is transferring from Alabama.
Isaiah Bond
has gone to Texas.
He was the one that caught the mill throw.
Yep.
Or the nightmare at Jordan O'Hare.
Yep. But
or not
offensive
O'Hare.
lineman Tyler Booker
Jordan
came
Hare.
out and said that he's staying at Alabama.
Yep.
Milrow staying.
Yeah, Milrow staying. I saw that.
So, and we kept a lot of freshmen. We got Deontay Lawson back on defense.
Mace is an Alabama fan, for anyone that didn't know.
Humongous Alabama fan.
Deontay Lawson staying back. He's going to be on the defensive side, bring some veteran presence. Malachi Moore in the secondary, he's back. But, losing, All-American freshman Caleb Downs. And rumor is he might be going to Georgia, which that'd be bad for all SEC fans.
Yeah, Georgia looks to be reloading next year. I think they had a really good team this year, but next year it's going to be even better. Carson Beck back, of course. I think he's going to be Heisman favorite, one of the Heisman favorites. Georgia, I think, has a chance to go 3 of the last 4 next year. And some of the other teams, I think Alabama may have a small fall off.
Yeah, my
Washington at the end of a
prediction,
big fall off.
especially with Oklahoma and Texas coming in the SEC.
Oh, yeah. Texas can be good this year.
Everyone's schedule is
12-team playoff again.
Yep.
I heard
12-team playoff. I don't really know if Alabama can. They might make it in as the 10 to 12 seed, but it's going to be hard pressed with that schedule coming up. DeBoer had to do a great job coaching these guys.
And speaking of college football, have you all seen the stuff about the new college football game? You guys think that's ever going to come out this year?
I think it's going to come out.
I hope it
sometime
comes
in
out.
2024.
I've been waiting on it since.
Yeah, I
the last
know.
Game 2014.
Yeah, 2014
Yeah.
NCAA football.
Dude, I still
14.
play
I
that
hope they
game
keep that
sometimes.
same engine. I've heard they're not going to it's not going to be like Madden, which is good.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the gameplay is. I don't like Madden's gameplay at all.
Yeah, I haven't played Madden since
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah, I still get on
Yeah.
the.
It's
old
just not
NCAA
as fun.
games. Those games.
They always rob my
games.
money every year, and then I just never play it.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to be fun, and obviously rebuilding teams, like using the transfer portal and NIL.
Well, and they went into all the stadiums and the FBS.
They have
and
all
record-
the
so,
songs.
like,
yeah.
You know how like UK they've got like the
Grove
First
Street
Down
Party.
Kentucky and like
Yeah.
Grove Street and everything.
They're going to have that.
Well, that's gonna be
Alabama's
in the
going to have
That's sick.
Dixieland Delight.
Dixieland Delight.
Yeah, that's
It's
sick.
going to be pretty
Yeah,
sick
that's
to
sick.
play. I
Who do you
think
think's going to take over for Michigan if
Harbaugh. I think they might. The guy that was what's his name, Shamar. What was the coach's name that took over for him while he was suspended?
Yeah, that's who I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I think he did a pretty good job. But I mean, obviously, you can do a good job with that roster.
Yeah.
Or Connor Stallions.
And what
maybe.
about-
Connor Stallions might come out of the woodwork and take the job. So
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy declared for
Oh
the
yeah,
draft,
I don't know.
so-
I don't think
But
he
they
should have
got
done that.
but they got
Because-
Orgy coming back.
Yeah, Orgy's good.
He got some clock this year.
I think it was a stupid decision for JJ McCarthy to go to the draft.
I
Because
agree.
next year, this QB class is loaded. Michael Penix, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels,
Drake
Bo
May.
Nix, Drake May. That's
Cam
5
Ward.
really good quarterbacks.
Oh, Cam Ward's going to
Yeah,
Miami.
Cam Ward's going to Miami.
Yeah.
They must have paid him a bag. But
Yeah.
JJ McCarthy would have been top 3 quarterback in the draft next year with
Next year,
Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers.
It could have been Quinn Ewers and JJ
Milroe.
McCarthy and Milroe.
Yeah,
I
and
think that's a
Cam
stupid
Ward,
decision.
He
Yeah.
decided to
I think he could have been a first-round pick next year.
DJU. He would have been a top 3.
He's going to be a
quarterback,
second-rounder
if that.
this year, maybe.
Yeah, I agree. I think he should have came back, but I think with Harbaugh leaving,
Yeah.
he maybe didn't want to stay for that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, he probably saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah, I think Harbaugh's end up at the Chargers.
Yeah, I think that would be a really good destination for him. But moving on, women's college basketball. Some interesting. It's just been fun to watch this year. Those women play. The sport has really evolved, especially with Caitlin Clark. She's just so good. It's just so fun to watch. She just pulls up from the logo. She just makes. It just feels like she makes
Very
everything.
skilled player.
Yeah.
Last year she had 1,055 points.
Oh really?
Yeah.
How many?
in 1 year?
Yeah.
In 1 year.
That is
That's
insane.
That's insane. She on track to do better this year?
Yeah.
Well, she's already through her first 8 games. She scored more points than the whole entire season for the Iowa football team.
Oh wow.
That
Through
is
8
crazy.
games.
Yeah, they need to. Have they fired that OC yet?
They
That
need
one?
to.
Yeah,
They have a
it's the
great
Suns
defense.
coach. It's the Suns coach. Who's
Yeah.
the offensive coordinator.
They have a great defense,
yeah.
and they're competitive. They just can't score the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
reminds me of
Caitlin.
an Army Navy game.
Yeah.
1 touchdown to none.
Yeah. uh, yeah,
Love
but
watching
Caitlin
those
Clark
games.
is really fun to watch. You know, there's a lot of people who are quiet scorers, can put up quiet points, but Caitlin Clark is not a quiet scorer.
No.
Wow,
She's so fun to
Pulls
watch.
up half court.
Yeah.
Throws it up and
Yeah.
The people,
Yeah.
the people of Iowa love her.
She sells out that arena, which is
Oh,
not
yeah.
common for women's basketball, but it's
Absolutely.
fun to see the sport
My
evolving.
mother's from Iowa.
Iowa, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're an
Iowa
Iowa
native.
fan, kind of?
Yeah, a little bit.
By
and-
blood, by blood.
Yeah, she loves watching her play. You know?
Yeah.
She's like her idol.
LSU women's though, they were.
Yeah, they lost
Angel.
lost to Auburn after losing to Colorado earlier in the season.
That was a team that was supposed to come in. And,
Yeah, it's supposed to
kinda
be-
dominate.
A lot of
Haley Van Lith in
it's
the
been kind
transfer
of weird this year. You know, Angel Reese had that suspension. They kicked that one girl off the team.
I think
It's
they
just
just
been
have.
weird
I think they
on the
just have a
program this
lot
year.
of off the court issues.
Yeah, I think
that-
South Carolina is going to be the favorite. They look really good. They
agree.
beat Kentucky Wildcats by
Kentucky is
60.
struggling. The
Yeah, they need to
Lady
fire
Wildcats are
Kyrie Elsie.
struggling.
They need to fire Kyrie Elsie.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Who do you guys think will?
I think it'll be
Win in
South
the end.
Carolina or Iowa or
Yeah.
To what, win the SEC or win it all?
win it all. I think it'll be South Carolina,
I
Iowa.
think South Carolina or Iowa. I agree.
Yeah.
I don't.
But
I
was-
don't trust the antics of LSU.
Yeah.
They have too
They're
many
always
off-the-court
doing
issues.
something.
They have too many
Yeah,
off-the-court
Somebody's
issues.
suspended or hurt or just drama down there
Yeah.
in the bayou.
Yeah. I think it's
That'd be classic.
no. Moving on. Yeah, no. Moving on. UFC 297 coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
We got a big title fight. Sean Strickland versus Dricus Duplessis. Is that how you say his name? For the middleweight championship. Sean Strickland, I love that guy. You know, I didn't even know who he was, honestly, before the Adesanya fight, but now I've really got to watch him. He came from a hard home life. His dad abused him.
Yeah.
So I think that really shaped him into the fighter he's become today.
Yeah. He is. He's bound to win every single fight. He's just got that flame in him. I think he'll for sure win this.
He's a great
middleweight championship.
Yeah.
He's a good entertainer.
Oh,
Makes the
yeah.
fights
Yeah,
always
he talks
100%.
trash.
He
He may be a little bit dirty,
He is
but
America and a human being.
yeah, he's basically Rocky reborn.
Yeah.
Gotta love
Crazy.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's it for this episode of the On the Hill Sports Podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
That's it.